I'm Lindsay. Welcome to the second episode of our podcast titled Apparel Business.
We've got our eyes on it. This week, we're going to explore the current trends in the apparel industry that are affecting the real estate market. More specifically, we're going to be looking at the Los Angeles Fashion District.
In LA, properties that have been sold out for years are becoming vacant. This change is affecting all levels, from wholesale showrooms to retail stores.
Steve Needleman, principal of ANJAC Fashion Properties, stated, "It's a trickle-down effect. It trickles down from the retailers to the manufacturers, suppliers, and contractors. It's across the board. No one is not feeling it."
Due to the recent economic downturn, real estate has become a major liability. This is especially true for those who purchased spaces at the height of the market and are now locked into high rates based on the previous year's strong demand.
One of the trends that experts have noticed have been the market turning towards rentals. In LA, properties that were not selling at a fast rate have switched from for-sale units to rentals. Rental spaces are still extremely high demand.
Another trend becoming popular is subleasing. Many wholesalers have found themselves locked into long-term leases. To lower their operational costs, they have opened up their spaces to smaller wholesalers and manufacturers. Businesses have started subleasing as a way to share resources, lower each other's rents, and weather through the tough economy.
In previous years, landlords in LA have held strong control over the layout of their buildings. Normally, they would review the showroom's product line to make sure it is appropriate for a specific floor or wing. However, with the downturn in the economy, they have become more lax about allowing showrooms to share space.
Property owners in the most sought-after areas have observed an increase in vacant space. Luckily, most have been able to fill the space fairly quickly. Nevertheless, leasing agents have feared that this trend will continue to reoccur.
Experts agree that in the long term, landlords will be forced to lower their prices, and as a result, interest in purchasing spaces will once again be revitalized, especially those properties whose landlords are attempting to refresh and reinvent themselves.
Today we will be conducting a phone interview with a real estate expert. Stay tuned.
Today we're going to be interviewing our real estate expert, David W. Fatute, on the real estate market in our current economy. David has been in the real estate industry since 1979 and has been the manager of multiple real estate agencies. He was awarded the Certified Real Estate Brokerage Manager, or the CRB, designated by the National Association of Realtors, designating him as an expert in his field. Can you tell us a little bit about the current trends you are seeing in the real estate market?
Well, thank you for having me here this morning, Caitlin. And as we all know, we're in a global recession, and Wall Street activity is at the lowest since 1931, and the unemployment is at its all-time highest of 8.7, the highest since 1982, with layoffs continuing. The real estate values are estimated to be down 21% nationally, with foreclosure numbers escalating as many more to come when the mortgage freeze, foreclosure freeze will end soon.
Well, you had just said that the real estate values are estimated to be down 21%. When was the last time you saw the value of real estate this low?
Back in 1987, we all remember Black Monday, when the stock market crashed. Not as bad as today's market, but the consumer confidence was so shaken and everyone was frozen with the aspect of what was going to happen that they were afraid to make any large purchases, especially new homes.
Well, the U.S. government has acknowledged this, and they're attempting to revitalize the real estate by lowering interest rates and supplying tax credit. In your expert opinion, do you believe that this is enough to turn the market around?
Simply put, no. They want to lower the 30-year fixed rate to 4%, and they want to give a tax credit of up to $8,000 for a purchase of a primary residence. But those two things are just not enough. They're not really addressing the real problems, which first are the foreclosures, and two are the mortgage qualifying standards. Let me explain. Only when the inventory of foreclosed homes are absorbed will the prices start to stabilize. So the foreclosed homes are literally dragging the economy down. The government needs to work with the banks to help the people to be able to continue to pay the mortgages so that they can keep their homes rather than have all these foreclosures come on the market. The second problem is not the low interest rates. That's fine. The problem is that the qualifying standards are so high that only people with excellent credit and a large down payment can get a mortgage. An average person with just average credit and not a full 20% down can't get a mortgage. So it's very hard for the buyers to buy a house if they're not qualifying because they don't have super credit.
Do you have any further comments and/or advice that you would like to give our audience?
In reading all the articles and digesting all this information, it's become very clear that your credit scores are very important because they're used for more things than just to qualifying you for a mortgage. They're also used if you want to rent an apartment or a house. The landlord is going to check your lease, look at your credit score. If you go for an auto loan, they're going to want to know your credit score. If your credit score is not good, they're going to want to charge you a higher rate. For credit cards, same thing. An auto insurance, when you apply for auto insurance, they look at your credit scores. The credit scores are used to show how responsible you are. So it's very important that you maintain and keep the best credit score you can.
Well, David, thank you so much for being here with us today. We've gotten some great information.
Oh, it was a pleasure to be with you this morning.